Hi team, your own coach Alexa here for Reading, South Oxfordshire and the internet. I've had a couple of conversations with runners over the last couple of weeks that has inspired me to talk a little bit about a goal philosophy that I've been using personally for the past 2 years with regards to my running, walking, training and various other things, and that is to have no goals. So I thought I'd talk through a little bit, because I think as runners, and certainly as a coach, one of the things that I often ask when people get in touch with me initially or put on an inquiry for me, what are your goals? What is it that's making you thinking about contacting a coach? What is it that I can help you with your running? And perhaps with that question, but perhaps it's just the thing the majority of runners are thinking about, a certain distance, a certain time, a certain race, a certain challenge. There's often, I might be returning from injury, there's often something that has, triggered them to get in touch. And, racers can make fantastic goals, can't they? They're in a particular thing on a particular day to aim for and to work towards, and can be hugely motivating. But I think sometimes it's best not to forget that you can get a huge amount out of running or out of any sport without necessarily having any goals in mind. So you might have noticed from my little posts towards the end of each week asking people about their weekend plans. Normally mine are pretty vague from a training point of view. I might get out, it might be with the dog. And that's because, as sacrilegious as this sounds as a running coach, I don't really have a plan, and that is quite deliberate. So for me, I have a couple of health things bobbling along in the background, and the only thing I can predict is that things are generally going to be fairly unpredictable in terms of what my body's going to be up for. So at the moment I'm in a reasonably sort of lengthy period of just doing what it feels like it can do when it feels like it can do it, and not when it doesn't. And that suits me very well. As a very, very goal orientated person, I struggle a lot at the moment about setting goals and then not being able to make them or meet them because of circumstances that I can't control. And I found it was a lot better for me physically and mentally to take a much more relaxed approach to it. Well, if we think about all the benefits that running brings us, races are fantastic. They're great things to aim for. They're amazing experiences. But actually, we get a lot out of the running community from maybe being with a running group or an online club like with We Run, or by going down to park run once or twice a month. There's a huge amount of mental and physical health benefits that we get from just getting out the door a few times a week and doing whatever we fancy doing. And sometimes if the weather looks bad, or if we're not feeling great, not doing it is also a fantastic choice as well. So I think, a lot of the benefits and the joy of just getting out and having one of those runs that, every now and again feels really good. And if it doesn't, walking for a bit or cutting it short or doing something different. I think a lot of the joy that we get from running can be found in those individual days, sessions, runs, and can be super beneficial, even if we're not necessarily training towards something specific. The other upside for me is that whilst I've always kind of forced myself to do my strength training because I know it's really, really useful for my running, my health, injury reduction, my running speed, by having, I guess maybe as a result of having a less formal approach to the aerobic training that I do, I'm now really, really loving my strength work. It feels less like it's getting in the way and more like it's just its own kind of really standalone, useful session that I really get a huge endorphin rush from. So lots of, other unexpected benefits from not being perhaps so structured with your running training for certain periods of the year or longer. Anyway, some food for thought. I think it's always useful to think about, what we enjoy about the training. It's not just about the race. If we're enjoying the training and just what we're doing day by day and week by week, then that's a fantastic place to be as well, isn't it? Happy running.